But here, I'm really noticing a bounce in Deheng's step that, quite frankly, was missing in the qualifying rounds, and it's really pleasant to see it right now. So, up by 2, and still has a just really long time to work through. And Vu can turn this thing around very quickly and easily. That one rail will help. Deheng trades. Mega will keep Deheng alive, but he's having to spend his power-ups and positioning because Vu is nailing rails. Deheng, of course, is answering, and Vu doesn't have as much health and armor on the other side of the map. So 29 and 50 is going to be his stack. Jahar, you know, compared to Deheng now to what we saw maybe in the qualifying rounds, what are your thoughts?
Well, we're not quite done yet. I mean, this is still only a 2-frag game. Deheng is being very methodical here and trying to outwit Vu. And actually, most of the time, he's been able to outmaneuver Vu in a lot of the positioning for red armor and such. And just the fact that Vu has some sweet reflexes, wow,
nice shot,
has really been doing a lot more damage to Deheng than you would otherwise expect. But I gotta hand it to Deheng. Here on Arrowwalk, I wasn't exactly expecting this to be Deheng's map. Maybe we're gonna be seeing something a little unexpected today. Vu nearly walking backwards into that rocket will be eating a ton of damage as he has to soak back on over to this side of the map. But once again, does he leave himself an exit? Does he leave himself a way out of this? Nope, not with Deheng barreling in like that. And here comes Deheng off of the spawn frag, picking up another point, another mega, and look at this, more off of this. Oh, what? Don't go back through teleporter.
6-0 now.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, 5 minutes left to go.
Nice.
It's only 6 frag. Certainly something that can be come back from. But from what I'm seeing out of Deheng, I mean, this is the Deheng that we have not seen for several months. You know, accuracies-wise, I'm actually really surprised at everyone's accuracy. I don't know if maybe nice LG. Maybe the factor of being on land, people's dodging is just a little bit better. Or, I don't know, but it does seem like their accuracies are quite a bit lower. I mean, I expect it for rockets, but not everything else.
It's the New York effect, obviously. But we're now more than halfway through this, and we're looking at 8-0 here. Deheng in the lead. Who was really expecting this with the great air rail shots, even though Vu was really kind of begging for that one jumping into this. Are we seeing some signs of fatigue here from Vu? But Deheng camping out at mega health. Vu's going to be eating one more rail as he tries to dish one out, but Deheng's going to be getting away from that fight without taking any real damage. A little bit of splash here at red damage, but once again, Vu has to give it up. I mean, Vu has been having to back out of so many of these fights, and all it takes is Deheng to catch Vu just about a second before he has the ability to backpedal. And yeah, things like that happen.
Yeah, so 10-0, I mean, I really did not expect this scoreline at all, especially on this map. And usually, people can really punish with high aggression here, but really, you know, I mean, I'm trying to think of, like, you know, mistakes that Vu has made and things like that, and most have been watching from Deheng's point of view. As low as the accuracies are, Deheng is doing a better job of containing Vu and getting the shots when they really count.
Indeed, and as the time runs down, Deheng is still rocking a very, very competent stack, and that just goes to show that Vu, while getting in rails like that, is not making them consistent enough to really be a problem for the armor and mega health challenges. And Vu has not been able to afford showing up to a lot of them. I mean, this is the most damage we've seen off of the item for a while, but again, constantly, I think the issue here is he's not giving himself enough space. Is he trying to go more aggressive than maybe he was anticipating Deheng could put up with, or something? But whenever Vu starts to lose out on a skirmish, it's like he takes a good second or two to realize that he needs to go before he actually does. And so Vu's has been caught in so many of these situations.
Now, of course, this being a best of 5, there is opportunity here for Vu to make some rather beautiful and Quake Life-esque comeback of the style that we see at, say, QuakeCon 2009 or something like that. I wouldn't mind that. You know, 2 maps down, bring it all back. Why not? But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would have favored Vu, especially considering Vu's performance throughout the course of the qualifiers and other recent matches. Deheng, though, of course, does have does have quite a bit of tournament experience under his belt now, and he also, of course, is the defending champ of the Intel Extreme Masters. He picked up the crown versus Rafa a year ago, and right here, and so we will see if maybe he's just here to hold on to what he's already rightly owns. We'll have to see.
Impressive. And with rails like that, I mean, Deheng is picking some, I want to say, classical arrow walk angles for these rails here. I mean, you're starting to see the Quake 2 player coming out of him just a little bit with those rail shots. But Deheng is making them work for him very, very nicely, even popping Vu out of here. And again, I'm wondering if it's frustration or just fatigue here from Vu that has been making him walk into a lot of these kind of errant situations. But of course, 17-0 with only 1 minute left, you really can't blame Vu for stepping things down a notch. But again, Deheng controlling that little window next to the railgun teleporter, that is such a vital place that's kind of de-emphasized in Quake Live a little bit. But Vu's gonna be able to get on the board at least with the rail. But that area is de-emphasized in Quake Live a little bit, but you know, in other games like Quake 2 that Deheng is well known for. A little bit of showboating. Then it definitely plays a very important role as far as railgun angles go, and Deheng has been rocking that very, very effectively. 5 seconds left. Final score is going to be 17-1.
Yep. So that will do it. 4-second map. Deheng looking to tie it all up in a neat little bow as we head off to map 3, which is going to be DM13. Now here though. You know what? I'm not even going to bother with the prediction. I think if Vu can make it past DM13 and win this and send it into at least 4 maps, then he's in pretty good shape. But he's got to make that happen right now. 5 seconds. Take us away, Jahar.
Here we go. It's going to be Vu.
And deception. Deheng hit the spec bind. He wasn't quite ready. Hitting that F3 was just, I don't know what that was. Anyway. Now we're going live. Take us away.
Alright, could actually be watching Vu here as we get started. He's going to be next to upper yellow armor. He's going to be not quite getting to rocket launcher before Deheng. Deheng was actually spending a little bit more time rocking the machine gun before picking up.
Oh my god. Did you see that from Vu's point of view?
Yeah.
That was one of the closest rockets I think I've ever seen just miss. That was insane. And Vu can't get away. There we go. Deheng picks up. First frag, well earned.
If too much of that happens, though, I'm going to start wondering if this is a different Deheng that we're seeing or merely a different Vu.
I mean, you know, I spent too much time watching Deheng. I'm actually going to watch Vu a little bit this game. I didn't really get a sense of how Vu was doing, you know. Deheng, I can just tell, it seems like everything he's doing is crisper, you know. He just feels more comfortable with what he's been doing. His movement's faster than we've seen it in previous games throughout the course of the qualifications and even earlier today. So let's go take a look at Vu finally, and you know, we'll see what he can put together. He does have Mega and a nice stack of armor. So if he's looking to get back in,
waiting out at lightning gun for just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually that lightning gun almost vaulted Vu off. He had to be pretty careful there. Air strafing. Oh, that's 2 beautiful rockets. But he's going to try to come back for more damage. Yeah, he does. Red armor about to be taken by Deheng, but Vu spots it and does a bit of damage. Very nice, solid shots there. Trying to flush Deheng out. He's got him on the run. And he does whiff with the final shot, but really nice play by Vu. He's got to get back in on this Mega, though. I mean, he's done enough damage where he can really challenge for something.
Yeah, right now we're actually seeing Vu maybe get some pressure in on Dehang. Dehang's not going to be there, of course, leaving a couple grenades behind as well. But Dehang's timing is not quite there, and
nice
Vu could really rely on that. Well, nice move is going to be saving his life, but also costing him both mega health and red armor at this point. Vu
would have been
waiting
dead.
out the right.
Vu had him.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Vu totally had him. I mean, he's still walking around with the 200 nearly, or 150-200, I should say. Yeah. I mean, Vu really had his number, has had his number for about a minute. The lightning gun, though, is really eating Vu alive here. Surprised we're not seeing a trade up for a lightning gun fight between the two. Vu's sticking with rockets. And, you know, that platform, actually, fighting from that platform is a bit weird because it is just long enough that dodging, you can take a very minimal splash if you're at the right angle, right? And which is usually what you get when you're using LG shooting up. So really solid from Dehang again. He's gonna move in for the kill. He knows Vu's on the run. He can sense it. The red armor will just barely be enough to keep Vu alive. 5 health, yeah. So now this, right now, this is a huge win for Vu. Finally getting in on the Mega without any enormous loss of health and armor. And if you want to take a look at Dehang, he's just went and got himself a lightning gun, but going out to the center of the map, not a good idea because Vu is ready and waiting. So really, I feel like
Dehang is going to be very, very tight on his timing for rushing out to rocket launcher. He wasted no time as soon as he knew that Vu was going to be out of the potential for a fight up above. Dehang was ready out for the rocket launcher. So very nice play there. That could get him a lot. And actually starting back up, he's up to about 160 armor. Vu still, I mean, he's going to be about 200, 130. But here comes an initial rocket. Dehang definitely getting the better end of that deal, at least for the first one. Second and third, not so much. Red's going to be back up. Dehang can once again not afford to show up in mid.
Yeah, I mean, Vu's been playing this pretty well. We are rounding towards that halfway point in this matchup. I'm going to switch back over to Vu because this Mega and Red cycle, I think, will define quite a bit of control here. Vu dropping in and doing damage against Dehang, but eating quite a bit of himself. And he does get the frag that he needs, and that gives him a free red. Dehang spawning, looks like top side, he picked up that yellow, and he just ducked for the lightning gun. Vu knows this, and wants to cut him off. Nice. Survives it, wow. And I like the fact that Vu left up that yellow armor. It was very, very much a close call. This might be his undoing here. Very nice LG from Dehang. Oh my god, fadeaway rocket will put Dehang down. As Vu gets away with 12, count them, 12 health. Not enough.
And Dehang is still pissed off about it. I mean, he's very much of the attitude like, no, now you go down. But now this window that Dehang is leaving Vu, this is dangerous, especially with the 50 health left up. Dehang has lost that opportunity, but maybe he just didn't want to push in too full-heartedly. Now he's down by 3 frags. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left to go here. Vu tossing out a few nades, just creating some time. Though I'm kind of wondering why, as red armor is going to be left up and Vu will not be able to come back into mid for a ploy for it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Vu's made some crazy decisions throughout the course of the day. But his fadeaway rockets have really been kind of blowing me away. I think that's the third one we've seen today where you think that he's done for, right? He's got, you know, 30 health or something, maybe 20 health. And he fires off this rocket where you're thinking, that's way off. And then it's almost like, you know, it calls out to his opponent to just, hey, step right here. Step right here as you're backpedaling out of this fight. And die, you know, and Vu is, he's not really relied on them, but he certainly enjoyed their fortune throughout the course of the day.
Dehang does have to deal with the drawback of wearing that white and green jetpack.
Man, leave Buzz.
Go Buzz. Alright, but we see Vu get away with a ton of items here. Dehang coming back in with mega health. They know somebody's going to die here at red armor, and it's going to be Dehang. Got Vu down to about 30 health, but again, was Dehang trying to soften up Vu enough in order to come back up? Maybe, but he's going to get pushed right back away by Vu's lightning shaft.
Yes, the lightning shaft. That's what they should have named it, actually. It actually sounds pretty cool, the lightning shaft. It's not just a lightning gun, it's a lightning shaft.
Damn straight.
Yeah. All right, so 27% Rockets, 29 LG for Vu.